What's up? This is Casey with another episode of The Show Don't Have a Name For. Today's shirt of the day is Watch TV from They Live. Watch it. This thing is eventually what we're going to talk about. Today was kind of the sprinkles on top of the cherry, on top of the icing, on top of the shit cake of my last few days. A few days ago, I found out I wasn't going to Japan, a job that I gotten about a year ago and been expecting to go to for about 6 months or so, but it just keeps getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. It's a long story. It's an entire video in itself, or whatever. So, over the last few weeks, I've been living with a couple of friends, and they have a spare room, and I just wanted to have my own area. So I moved into what's called a goshi-tel in Korea, which is basically just a room. I have my own private bathroom. But it's kind of funny. It's about the size of what I would assume a private prison cell would look like, which is kind of funny because I was watching Handmaid's Tale, and her room is about 30 times bigger than this. But anyway, so my friends were great. They were really nice, but I need some alone time. The lady who runs this place is really great, and she speaks great English, and I moved in a couple of days ago, but just this morning I was signing my papers. So I sat down and hung out with her, and if you don't know, I have epilepsy, and unfortunately for me, I never know when it's going to kick in, and it always seems to kick in when I'm talking to somebody really nice, and it's the most inappropriate situation to possibly do, like when you're talking to your new landlady, or on a first date, or whatever. So I fell over, and I cut my head right here, and it was a completely empty, it's almost like a cafe, and if you don't know, head wounds bleed a lot, so there's blood everywhere, and when I kind of started to come to, I thought I'd been into a bar fight, so I had only just met this lady a few minutes earlier, so I didn't know if I'd been in a bar fight with her, or because of her, or for her, so I felt really bad, so I found some towels and started mopping up all the blood, and she was really freaked out, because I think she just didn't know what was going on. Luckily, she spoke English really well, and she kind of calmed me down, and she called the ambulance, and the ER workers got me to go to the ER, and they were all great. Crazy enough, it was the same ER they took me to when I had a seizure and cut my eyebrow in half. So I was kind of weirded out, and they were kind of weirded out about why I didn't understand why my eyebrow wasn't cut. I was still a little bit seizure drunk by then. So I was in the ER for quite a bit, and I got 3 staples right here. That's why I'm wrapped up. And everybody was super nice. I don't like hospitals by any means, but everybody was nice. I had to get a CAT scan because, to make sure nothing in my skull was broken. And the guy, I stood up and I just kind of broke down. Here I am in a hospital again after a seizure again. Getting an MRI or a CAT scan or an MRI again to see if my skull is broken again. How many times do I have to go through this? So I just, he was a big guy. He had to help me up because I still wasn't able to move, and I just, I had to hug him and cry. So he was super nice, but suggest going to hospitals for fun. Anyway, I went there. Everybody was great. I got out. I magically found a cab who just dropped somebody off, because even though I'd been to this hospital before, I had no idea where this was. So the guy drove me to where I did know. And like I said, I just moved into this apartment. I don't have toilet paper or forks or spoons or whatever. And that was my whole goal today, was just to set my apartment up. Since I wasn't expecting to live in Korea anymore, I'd given all that stuff away, and I just wanted to live like a normal human instead of just eating off of plastic forks all day. So, like I said, I've got this thing. It's not a fashion statement. There were 3 staples or 4 staples hiding this giant cut together. Here's another sad thing. This is one of my favorite t-shirts, but it is just covered in blood. Head wounds leak a lot. So I was just determined to go buy this stuff. It's similar. It's called the Home Plus. It's similar to a Target or a Walmart, a Kmart, Tesco, whatever. And so I went in there. I almost get hit by this little kid driving or riding a scooter. His mom yelled at him, great, but can you just kind of hold on to your kids while you're in a crowded shopping mall? People just keep almost smashing into me while riding their carts. They have their phones on and are looking at whatever, but it's obvious. I'm like Charlie Brown with the giant sad cloud. I finally get all my stuff, and I stand in line, and this lady just cuts in line. It's not like, Korea has very distinct, you stand on these 2 footprints. That's where the line is. She looked younger than me. Obviously, she's seen a line before, but for some reason, she just wanted. So I just she tried to move in front of me, and I just kind of snaked in front of her. I wasn't having it. I'm just kind of had to the tip of it. I almost got hit by a couple of cars, and then I went and got some food. I just needed something to eat. I sat down, and I started ordering food, and some guy hit my table as I'm ordering food, just because he's still, on his phone the entire time. And I'm just like, gosh, I've got this massive head wound. I'm covered in blood. Can you just give me a break? And also the music was really loud, so I was not happy there. And just mopeds. I hate to be an American who says, I can't handle other countries or whatever, but today was just one of those days. The thing is, so many people were nice today. From the ambulance to my landlady to the taxi driver to the CAT scan guy to every single doctor to every single nurse. But so many people just bumping into me, because they just weren't paying attention or trying to jump in front of me to save an extra 5 seconds on their lives. It was just annoying as hell. I understand everybody's rushing and trying to finish everything, but try to look farther than you sometimes. That's all I've got to say. Have a good day. Best bye.